He crashed. Of course Moto already crashed. Alright, so blue, red, Kiki. For those not familiar, Deceiver Exarch alongside Kiki-Jiki makes infinite Deceiver Exarch, so you make a bunch of 1/4s and kill them. This is a deck list of someone who just couldn't accept the fact that Splinter Twin was banned, so we decided to try and do this, even though it's a lot less efficient and loses to Lightning Bolt. So we're going to go ahead and register our Remands and our Lightning Bolts and our bad tempo creatures and see if we can cobble together a few wins or not. Does the deck tracker make Arena better for streaming and viewing the Magic Online? Yeah, hands down. Not close. Like, not even talking about like the fantastic sound effects and like 3D animations and stuff like that. Like Arena is just a far better viewing experience because there's integrations with Switch stuff. Not so wicked Twitch. Feels like yesterday I was yelling at my BF to turn down the loud man in the talkie box, and now I'm hooked. Well, I appreciate the half year. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Hot take about the Commander Horizons things. I prefer 70% Commander toys, 20% draft, and 10% mono playables. It means it won't change Modern too much. Sure, Foxicon. Like, people hate change. People don't want the format they've been playing for forever to actually change. But that's fine. But then don't market the set as it's this big direct to modern set. We can finally print a bunch of cards that are modern playable that we could never print into standard. Like, if the goal is to not change much, that's fine. I agree. A big part of the appeal of a non-rotating format is that people are terrified of change and don't like it on average. But don't sell me a turd. Don't sell me a turd and tell me it's a block of gold, right? When it's really a turd. Don't lie to me is all I ask. Brando coming in hot with the 4-month resub, or the 8 months resub, sorry, 4 months till a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. As always, my request for things surrounding decisions that Wizards of the Coast make is I just request transparency and honesty. Those are generally my two complaints. Sure, but that's not what it was advertised as, per se. With that logic, every standard set is Modern Horizons because every standard set has a variety of cards that appeal to casual modern. So like, all I ask is that you don't sell me this thing telling me that it's one thing and then have it end up being another. So tier 2 and tier 3 subs can bump decks in the queue every month when they resub. Tier 1 and prime subs do not get a complimentary bump. Details on how my deck queue works can be found here on my website at bit.ly/sellout for short. What are your thoughts on playing Ad Nauseam in a Grand Prix? I think the ultimate power level of Ad Nauseam is a little bit too low for something that I would want to play at a major tournament. I think its average linear draw is not particularly fast compared to the average linear draw in Modern. And it's not that amazing against Disruption. You know, there are a lot of people who like registering Hallowed Fountain, but I don't think there's enough to make Ad Nauseam a good choice. Unless I really loved Ad Nauseam, I would not recommend the deck. Extenuator, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What are they casting? We're securing the waste deal. I really hope they bring back the London Mulligan. I think it was a phenomenal change. It was a change that reduced the inherent variance that is built into Magic the Gathering, which is a net positive for the game, in my opinion. Sure, I'm aware that it can kill on turn 3, and yeah, that's why if you listen to the verbiage that I said it's average kill turn. It's average draw. You can't look at modern decks in terms of their extremes. It just doesn't work because there's so many decks with such volatile extremes in this format. You have to look at things in the context of what they're doing on average. Making this Restoration Angel hit down at sorcery speed is like actually really good for us. Because it means that we get to Flame Slash on our next turn. Ooh, that's the Jace the Mind Sculptor. Unfortunately, I think I just need to Flame Slash this. I don't think I really want to like play Jason plus him. Hold on to my Exarch for now. The fact they have Restoration Angel, like Secure the Waste could mean they're still just typical Azurius control, but Restoration Angel implies that they're more of a mid-range deck most likely. Go ahead and check out some of my options here. It's a real shame these fields aren't like, it's a real shame these fields aren't like, Desolate Lighthouse. Get a little value that way. Cast Splinter Twin. They only have 2 cards, so I'm just going to jam this here, obviously. And then, next turn, we can stick Jace the Mind Sculptor, hopefully. Relic here, making their Snapcaster Mages worse, which is nice. Listen, Hippity, 2019 is the year of our Lord and Savior, Cryptic Command, okay? We got Archmage Charm being printed this year. It is the year of Cryptic Command. Clique here is really annoying. Takes our Jace away. Twin would be more than fine in Modern. You're not wrong. Alright, so we're gonna go Deceiver Exarch, diddle this, Snapcaster Flame Slash this. If I hadn't ripped the Snapcaster Mage off that draw, we would have just double Deceiver Exarch to kill the Time Raveler. Hey, Navir, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning. I agree. Twin was a PR ban. Twin was a shake up the Pro Tour ban. Morning, Slammin'. Now this might be loose if they have like a Supreme Verdict here. Nope, just stone cold nothing, huh? This is, for people that weren't familiar with Splinter Twin, a lot of kids these days talk about Splinter Twin like it was this big scary thing that always comboed you on 4. That wasn't how the deck worked. This is how the Splinter Twin deck worked 9 times out of 10. It won by attacking with 2 1s and 1 4s and beating people down while casting remands. I'm gonna go ahead and just burn my Field of Ruin now, since I have the extra mana. We're hoping to draw a Cryptic Command or a Lightning Bolt here to kill them through this Restoration Angel. Flame Slash also works. No problem, Vaporeon. Good morning. I would like to tap your Restoration Angel and draw a card. Alright, so blue-white Flash, blue-white Control with Restoration Angel. Chandra and Ral both seem good. Abrade seems a little mediocre. I think Chandra and Ral are all I want. Maybe this Vendilion Clique is okay. Although Clique does not line up too fantastically into Restoration Angel, unfortunately. Snap Bolt won as many games as Twin. Yeah, I agree. Probably more, honestly. If you you count the games where it just won you because it was Disruption. Dispel's probably fine against their Path to Exile Cryptic Command deck. I didn't actually see Snapcaster out of them, but it must be in their deck, right? It's like, do I want these relics? Maybe I don't want the relics. I just want the extra threat. Between Flame Slash and Chandra and Ral, I can probably kill them pretty consistently. Probably kill Restoration Angel pretty consistently. Let's give this a try. I feel like this is a mulligan. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now, please, Watsy. Bum bum ba-da-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. Bum bum ba-da-dum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Yay! This is where the magic happens. I think Engineered Explosive is probably too narrow. I know that they cast, whatever it's called, Reinforcements last game, but I don't think that's really worthwhile. I think I'm just going to pass here. Can hold up Remand for a Jace the Mind Sculptor or some other scary 4-drop. If they don't give me something to Remand, we can cast the Opt. That was the last turn we had to hit the land. So we hit the land. So the land there is like a blessing and a curse. Because like if we miss the land drop there, we just concede and go to the third game. But we hit. So that means we have to keep playing Magic. Sorry, get to keep playing Magic. Fantastical. Pastor Bite plus Cryptic Beatdown, yep. I think this is a top here. Remand seems pretty good against their deck trying to cast 4 mana spells. Yeah, I love this Clique artwork. It's fantastic. Kind of surprised they didn't field me aggressively there. So, I could blink here, but I don't think there's a reason to. So, if my opponent had played their 6th land, I would have played Deceiver Exarch. But because they didn't play a land, I'm just going to go ahead and pass back to myself, knowing there's a land on top of my deck. And the reason for the sequencing decision is because my opponent's going to have to discard the hand size next turn if they miss a land drop again. They're a Spell Queller deck. Glad I left my lightning bolts in. So fun trick for people that haven't played with Remand and counterspells. So I can Remand my Remand here, which means they're down the Spell Snare, and I get to keep my Remand, which is nice. So KCI is a deck that, if you exclude Matt Nass, it probably didn't need to be banned on power level. But KCI is a good ban for the same reason Wilderness Reclamation would be a good ban in Standard, in that the types of gameplay it generated aren't really the types of games you want to encourage. I don't think I can keep that. I think I need to work my way towards a land or a lightning bolt here. Perfect. I would like to counter your spell and draw a card. Casey, I got banned because judges didn't want to tell people how the deck wins. That's probably part of it, honestly. Seeing my opponent's mana base this game is making me rethink my decision to not board in what's it called? Not board in Blood Moon, yeah. Think I'm going top here. Nah, I should have bottomed that Kiki-Jiki, right? I should have bottomed that Kiki-Jiki. I don't have another red mana, and like this isn't getting down anytime soon. We're leaking my mana. Feels like bait. I think I'm just gonna let this happen. They have Remand plus Dispel up here. All of them is resolves. You have a bunch of Deceiver Exarchs that aren't really going anywhere, so I think clicking myself's probably not unreasonable here. Deal. And then I think I'm clicking them. My hand's like kind of okay. I guess I don't really need these Deceiver Exarchs. Do we want to click them? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the Exarchs are good for tempoing the Celestial Colonnade. They have a Dovin's Veto and a Path to Exile. Huh? I think I just leave them all of these, huh? Or do I take the path? I could take the path, and then I have Kiki on top of my deck, right? I could, like, end step this Exarch, and then, like, untap and have Kiki with Dispel and Remand. Because the Chandra makes red mana. You want to take... Why do I care about Reflector Mage? I kind of want to take the path, so that way I can, like, end step Exarch, untap, kill them. I think that's my line. Because, like, if they want to be aggressive and Reflector Mage my click to hit the Chandra, I, like, Exarch diddle their Spell Queller. Which seems fine for me. And if they don't try and Reflector Mage, I just, like, Vendilion Clique block the Spell Queller. Chandra makes double red, Pike. Alright, so their hand is Resto, Veto, Reflector Mage. And if they don't attack with Spell Queller, and I cast Exarch, and they Resto Spell Queller to take the Exarch, on my next turn I actually have enough mana to Exarch plus Kiki at the same time with the Chandra. Hey, Ait, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So now they have to kill this Exarch while I'm tapped out, or they're dead next turn. And their hand is Resto, Veto, so they need to have drawn a path for the turn. For the record, as someone who registered a lot of Celestial Colonnades while Splinter Twin was legal, this matchup was awful for the Celestial Colonnade deck. Obviously, it got a little bit better when I have Kiki-Jiki, but it didn't get that much better. Untap target permanent. Opponent has conceded. God bless. That was a really good example of, like, the two different ways you can win the game, right? Like, we had the first game where we just, like, ran them down and tempoed them out, and then we had this game where we set up the combo and killed them with protection. I mean, looks like we didn't even need the protection there. And Deus, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Real is a lot better than Keranos. I agree. Like, infinitely so. As someone who has registered many a Keranos, Real is a big upgrade. People used to just, like, straight up cast Fair Batterskull in this deck too sometimes. Alright, by the power of my visions, we shall hit our second land drop. I believe, do. think I top here. Morning, Indy. Tron. Modern is largely a nightmare for fair decks. That being said, a lot of the playable cards in Modern Horizons are cards that are mostly good inside of fair Magic the Gathering decks. So this could be a set that pushes that needle back in the favor of decks that are like trying to play good, honest games of Magic the Gathering. Oh, I should have bolted their dome there, actually. I guess this kills a card later. I mean, I don't... Just so my position is clear. I don't expect Modern Horizons to fundamentally change what Modern is as a format. I just expect it to take decks like Black, Green, Rock, and other things of that nature and turn them from being let's make up numbers and say they're currently, 5s or 6s and turn them into like 7s or 8s perhaps. Again, low expectations is the key to not being disappointed in life. My body is ready to get card next turn. This deck doesn't have that many cards for this matchup in the sideboard, does it? We've got 2 Blood Moons. We got a Wet Ball too. We got a Stroke and a Negate. We got some things. No rejection though is the big miss. Yeah, so the reason why these decks play Engineered Explosives, Jace, is because they don't have a way to kill things like large Death Shadows or like large Tarmogoyfs otherwise. The good news is, because we're playing a combo deck, we can beat like Wormcoil Engine here. Okay. Ratchet Bomb's really slow. Like, Ratchet Bomb's not a card that you can top deck and clear the board, is the issue with it. Sure. We are very likely dead here unless my opponent is incredibly unlucky. Doesn't smell very unlucky. And we're dead. Now, I might be the only one, but if I could go back in time and choose to play against Tron when they had Eye of Ugin instead of when they had the double uncounterable Stone Rain, I would snap that offer off in a heartbeat. Double 10 mana uncounterable Stone Rain is just so miserable. It's such a net negative in terms of playing against this archetype. Wax Papers, thanks to the 14-month reset. If we could go back to like a time before Walking Ballista. Like Walking Ballista and Ulamog are far more offensive than Eye of Ugin ever was in that deck. And again, just like, it goes back to that nonsense that Wizards of the Coast, that people at Wizards have pushed that says, you know, cards like Birthing Pod have to be banned because they restrict creature design space, but we leave cards like Ancient Stirrings legal, but they don't seem to restrict colorless design space, right? Like, we get things like this new Karn, and we get things like Walking Ballista and this new Ulamog, and none of these cards are taken into consideration to ban Ancient Stirrings, but we can, like, ban Birthing Pod and Stoneforge Mystic because they supposedly restrict design space. And again, you can take that argument there that I'm making to mean we should ban Ancient Stirrings, or you could take it in the other direction and take it to mean we should unban Birthing Pod and Stoneforge Mystic. I would be okay with either of those outcomes. My biggest issue with how the modern ban list is managed is the lack of consistency that's presented within it. You make this argument for one of the things, but that argument can easily be applied to other things where you're not keeping things managed, basically. I don't want to Jace. I think I want to Remand for later. Yeah, I agree. I honestly would be okay with unbans. I think Modern's just like kind of this format that's like this giant cluster where everyone's doing obnoxious things for the most time. So just like let people do sweet things with cards they like playing would basically be my preferred. Good golly, we are bad at hitting land drops this game. I guess I'm keeping that up because it gives me one extra look. Yeah, I agree, Johnny. Just like, I just want them to pick a lane and stick in it instead of like waffling back and forth, basically. Oh, they're gonna go Natural Tron Karn and we're gonna concede. I think I'm in for that, actually. Cryptic Command over the next turn or two sounds wonderful. Power Plant, cast Karn. Yeah, Trinisphere's like annoying, but this is still plenty winnable. Yeah, depending on what they do. I assume we're going to see a Mycosymphlatus happen here. But if I get to Flash and Click, Mycosymphlatus is like a non-issue, right? You're ready to chord for Sony Sounds in response to Lattice? I really am. Hey, Johnny Chia, thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, enjoy your 3-mana Chromatic Star. Nice Trinisphere. Listen, as someone who's played a lot of terrible decks, I've been waiting a long time to chord for Stony Silence, okay? Honestly, I feel like they need to ban Chord of Calling and Eldritch Evolution because these cards restrict creature design space and they only get better as more creatures are printed. Seems only fair to Modern that we ban them, right? You'll probably play blue-green ones, Terminator. I don't know that you'll play more though. All right. Ooh. Okay. Okay. It's a shame they have this Trinisphere, because if they didn't have Trinisphere, I could totally snap Remand plus Exarch this turn. Think I'm draw step clicking here. We're just like hoping to punk them at this point. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They actually can just cast Emrakul this turn. They can actually just cast Emrakul this turn. Thank goodness Stoneforge Mystic is banned. I'd never be able to beat that card with my Lightning Bolts and my Abrades. Yeah, that's exactly the line, Pinky. Pinky found the line. Concede to the click trigger is definitely the line. Morning, Slagyo. Gosh, the cantrips in this deck have just looked much worse than lands in a lot of these games. Alright, look at that. A keepable 5. Kiki-Jiki and Deceiver Exarch make infinite Deceiver Exarchs. Incubation. Opponent also mulligan to 5. We cast a Vendilion Clique. We looked at their hand. We conceded the game. Hey, J Free TV, thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. And Greg, thanks for the half a year. Morning, folks. Hope you're having a good one. All right, confirmed the combo deck. Opponent's got the fear of the Exarch in him. I was thinking about diddling this during their upkeep. I think I'd rather just hold the bolt. Azuri Renegade Leader. That's such a weird card to have as your infinite mana payoff. Well, how much you want to... It's really easy to get in. Getting cards on Magic Online is actually easier than getting cards on Magic Arena. Because on Magic Online, there's a buy, sell, trade secondary market, which does cause some cards to be more expensive. But it's literally just like buying cards in paper, right? Like you go to a store like MTGO Traders, who's one of the sponsors for the stream, and you just like fill a shopping cart and hit checkout. So you can know exactly how much money it'll cost you to get the deck that you want to build on Magic Online. You just go fill a shopping cart and see what it tells you it's going to cost. So if you like go to mtgotraders.com, there's an upload deck button. You can upload a text file with your deck. So this is a combo for people that are asking. Someone had asked why there's a Kiki-Jiki in our deck. So Kiki-Jiki and Deceiver Exarch makes an unlimited number of Deceiver Exarchs. As every time Exarch comes into play, it untaps Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, MTGO is a full buy, sell, trade secondary market. So MTGO traders, in addition to selling you cards, will also buy your cards. I mean, yeah, this match is very much Modern in a nutshell, right? Like my opponent's playing an infinite combo deck, and I'm also playing an infinite combo deck. That's how this format works. That's true. This was a very slow game of Modern. I didn't kill them till the 5th turn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you'd make 15. So I need 3 more. Whenever my opponent makes me click through a combo like this, I can always feel the sodium pouring out of the screen. Just like, no, you hit your infinite combo. No. Magic's so unfair. Why'd you remand my Neo form? Yeah, usually people who are also playing an infinite combo like have the decency to concede to encourage you to concede when you hit your infinite combo. I mean, if they're smart, they're boarding out Neo for him. That card's real bad against Remand. We have Spell Snares in our deck, too. Did the bot say this opponent was 1-3 when this match started? Yeah, the bot said they're 1-3. So just like... And one of the people were asking about details on Magic Online. One of the things you need to understand about Magic Online is that in order to play meaningful games on this application, you have to spend money constantly. So like, this league that I'm playing is the cheapest league option, and it costs $8 to play 5 matches. Technically, it costs $7 to play up to 5 matches, because if you lose all 5, you get $1 back. But Moto is very much pay to play. I want all my removal spells here. I definitely want my sweepers. I think I want the Spell Snares. I have a lot of 2-mana things, like a lot of their combo pieces are 2 mana. Remand's probably a little bit mediocre on the draw. I don't think I want Negate or Dispel. I'm going to go ahead and run it back like this. I think someone mentioned Engineered Explosives. I think that's too slow and clunky. Like, spending 4 mana to clear their 2-drops is a lot of mana. You know, think about it in terms of resource efficiency. Yeah, in Paper Magic, if you demonstrate something that's a loop, once you've demonstrated the loop, you just say, I'm going to do this X amount of times, and then suddenly you have that many things. Which, speaking of demonstrating loops, if you've ever played against Splinter Twin with Rakdos Charm, that was a good time. You'd be like, make a bunch of Exarchs. You're like, alright, how many Exarchs are you making? Cast Rakdos Charm. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. So, one of the things that is good to know against the Devoted Druid deck that's different against playing against a lot of other Mana Dork decks is you don't want to Lightning Bolt their first mana creature aggressively because their second mana creature could be Devoted Druid, and that's a combo piece, so you want to save the Bolt for their combo piece, ideally. Might get punished for not taking that second red source. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bolt this now. Not only did I draw the second bolt, but my opponent didn't have a 3-mana play this turn, which means they're likely to not have a 3-mana play next turn as well. And they could have something like Collected Company, and bolting the Noble Hierarch means they don't get to cast Collected Company for an extra turn cycle, which is nice. Whoa, I haven't seen that one before. That's sweet. Get Spell Snared. We'll Lightning Bolt whatever they play this turn, and then we'll untap and play Jace the Mind Sculptor on an empty board. Oh, no plays. I would like one Jace the Mind Sculptor, please. We're sculpting their minds. Are you still thinking about working on such playing Jace? Like maybe Hippity? It depends on what I'm definitely planning on working on it a little bit before then, but whether or not I actually end up playing it is going to be dictated in part by like what comes out of the new set, because the new set will be out by then. The pull of the Archmage's Charm is strong. Is it crazy to uptick Jace here? Yes. Their deck is infinite parts mana. Do you know how many cards you have to skip drawing to ultimate your Jace the Mind Sculptor? You have to, like, not draw, like, 30 cards to, like, ultimate your Jace the Mind Sculptor. Am I about to get combo killed? Am I about to get post-mortem lunged combo killed? That is exactly what's happening. This format blows. Oh. Alright, I'm dead. This is... Remember when Jace the Mind Sculptor was going to ruin Modern? Remember when all those idiots who tell you that Stoneforge Mystic needs to stay banned told you that Jace the Mind Sculptor and Bloodbraid Elf were too good and we're going to turn the format on its head? If only we could listen to the people who actually play thousands of hours of Modern and likely know what's okay for the format. Yeah, that was actual Modern in a nutshell. Opponent has nothing in play. We tap out for Jace the Mind Sculptor. They untap and kill us. Just no board, from no board to untap, you're dead. That is just like, it's just pure unfiltered modern. Right there. Pure unfiltered. But Splinter Twin and Stoneforge Mystic and Birthing Pod, these are things you're not allowed to play with. Oh, this format's rancid. Alright, we're gonna bottom these, digging for a land here. Hey, it's Leo. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. 3 mana Teferi is probably absurd in JAC Nivik. So the opponent's deck, for people that are new to Magic or Modern, uses the card Devoted Druid alongside the card Vizier of Remedies to generate infinite green mana, and then how they kill us with infinite green mana is kind of a build your own adventure book depending on what the opponent wants to do. But there are a variety of ways we die after they have infinite green mana. This opponent appears to be playing Azuri Renegade Leader as a way to kill us. So, even after my opponent was salty and made me click through my combo and make 20 Deceiver Exarchs in game 1, I'm still up almost 2 minutes on the clock here. It's funny, Arena always felt a lot faster than Magic Online, and it is faster in a lot of ways. But the actual, like, since they added the turn timers, the biggest thing adding the turn timers has taught me is that people on Arena are still glacially slow compared to the rate I play at. It's like every time I mouse over the timer, it's like, yep, they're down 2 minutes. Yep, they're down 4 minutes. Yep, they're down 5 minutes. It's like, what are we doing here? Alright, I should have attacked here first. I should have attacked for 2. I'm aware that I should have attacked for 2. My opponent made a mistake there by not putting 2 minus counters on their Devoted Druid, so they could have killed their Devoted Druid with its activated ability to put it in their graveyard, so that way they could post-mortem lunge it back into play later. So they missed doing that. Alright, there isn't a Druid in their graveyard right now, so I am hoping against hope here that I can tap out for this Jace the Mind Sculptor and not get killed next turn. I'm like, fingers crossed we're not gonna die next turn. No, we don't have any info on the London Mulligan yet. Seems pretty usable. What do you mean by usable? By usable, do you mean unplayable? Like, that card, I had someone else ask me if I thought that card was modern playable. And I was like, how is 2 4/4s on turn 5 anywhere near modern playable? Just like, I feel, sometimes when people ask me about cards like that, I'm like, are we playing the same format? Just like just genuinely confused. Just like, because that card's not playable in the modern format that I've been playing for a long time. Maybe it's playable in some weird, different modern. Like, I just genuinely don't get it. Sure. So in the modern format you're playing, Bloodbraid Elf is a playable card. That's neat. There's in a lot of my modern experience, Bloodbraid Elf is not a playable card. All right. Hey, diddle diddle, the Exarch and the fiddle, the Spell Pierce jumped over the moon. Where is different modern? Yeah, exactly, right? Where is this modern format of which you speak? For I am interested in experiencing it. Yeah, you know what else you could do with Electro Dominance? With Electro Dominance, you could put Gristlebrand into play. You know what sounds a whole heck of a lot better? Putting Gristlebrand into play sounds a whole heck of a lot better. I guess I should have kept my other Deceiver Exarch, huh? I guess I should have kept my Deceiver Exarch. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to live in a world where cards like that are modern playable. But here in the real world, where I've played a ton of this format, cards like that just don't make the cut. They're just not good enough. Another Exarch sounds great. How much Modern Horizons we end up doing on Magic Online is going to be determined by not only how many decks we have submitted with new cards, but also what the viewer count is going to look like. So I think my plan is to do at least 2 all modern days after the set releases, and then I will do more than that depending on what the popularity looks like past. Like the big thing, I feel like a lot of people have just like forgotten like what makes a card modern playable. Like the answer to what makes a card modern playable is still the same now as it was. What makes a card modern playable hasn't changed with Modern Horizons being printed, and I feel like everybody's taken all the logic from evaluating cards in normal sets and like thrown it out the window because Wizards of the Coast said that like this is a for modern format, and like your cards need to be brutal and efficient to make an impact in this format. That's still the case. That's still what's going on. All right, you have a Neoform. Do you think there's a grindy loam deck? I don't know. Are grindy decks good in Modern? I don't know. Is the graveyard one of the most targeted zones in Modern? Is it the single most targeted zone in the format because decks like Dredge are really powerful and busted? Like, again, just because Wizards of the Coast has gone out and said this is a for modern set doesn't mean you take all the logic when it comes to evaluating is a given card modern playable and throw it out the window. Like, you still need to ask yourself, are these cards incredibly brutal and efficient? And when the answer is no, that means they're just not modern playable. It's just how it works. This is a format that's about brutal efficiency. It's a format where if you're not being linear and killing your opponent by the 3rd or 4th turn of the game, your cards need to be Lightning Bolt and Thoughtseize and Path to Exile. Box of Shoes coming in hot with the 7-month Twitch Prime support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, thanks for the support, Malaris. Yeah, you want a grindy loam deck, Pike is right. I agree. You want a grindy loam deck, play Dredge. Dredge is a grindy loam deck that's modern playable. Why? Because it can kill people on turn 3 and turn 4. That's what you need to be playable in this format, for the most part. Well, tiers are arbitrary, Sam. Again, one of the things I like to hammer in, regardless of what format we're playing, is that objective quality Magic data doesn't exist for the general public. The only people that have relatively complete and objective Magic data are Wizards of the Coast, and it's not public, because they can pull good large data sets with relevant sample sizes off of Magic Online and draw meaningful conclusions from that. The rest of us are just left out here in the wind talking with our feelings. Anybody that's trying to tell you they're like making an argument that's purely data driven about anything Magic related, they're just lying to you, or they don't understand what they're working with. One of the two. They're either ignorant or they're lying. Like, those are the two options. Sure, yeah, or they work for Wizards of the Coast. That's true. That's true. Spreading seas. So, as someone who keeps track of things that are going on in Modern, spreading seas out of Jeskai is likely indicative of the fact that my opponent is playing, Jeskai Saheeli. Because Spreading Seas is one of the cards that they play to be able to blink with Felidar Guardian, which is kind of sweet. Spread him. Unfortunately, I can't cycle this Relic of Progenitus because I would like the ability to snap Remand or snap Op next turn. Little bit of awkward tension with Snapcaster Mage here. Definitely Dendwerf. And there are actually people who are working on third-party apps like that. It just takes a long time to get meaningful data samples, basically. Not to mention that even like Hearthstone, which has millions of games logged, Magic, from a deck building perspective, is a lot more complex than what Hearthstone is. So even just collecting the variations in your data in Magic are going to be much larger than you have in Hearthstone because of just the number of different things the number of variables you have, right? Like, even if you have two people playing the same main deck, well, what if they're like 6 sideboard cards different? And those sideboard cards are the difference between a matchup being good and a matchup being unwinnable, right? Like, these are the types of things you have to account for when trying to draw meaningful or even strong conclusions with the data sets that you're working with. I mean, all card games have variance, and Magic definitely has more variance than Hearthstone, but like large sample sizes can work through that variance. You also have to, the play versus the draw often is a strong difference in Magic. So like you need to have sample sizes large enough within all your variations to like weed out, what's play draw variance. Was it someone had said to me, there's a quote that is, competitive Magic is the art of drawing meaningful conclusions from statistically insignificant sample sizes, and just couldn't agree with that more. So I'm bolting my Snapcaster Mage in response to this timely, because this is basically like killing their 3/1/1s, so I'd rather they not have 3/1/1s. I might be getting remanded here, which would be awkward. Yeah, they're remanding my Lightning Bolt. Yep, should have cast that off of a should have cast that off of a an island instead of my mountain last turn. I forgot this was Spreading Seas. What's your discount code for renting cards? I do not have a discount code for renting cards. Watch has historically been a big fan of cease and desist orders when it comes to collecting large amounts of data. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, I don't care about that. So my opponent's deck likely has a lot of burn spells in it, so I was a little bit defensive there, trading off my thing, because I don't want to, like, accidentally get burned out of the game, basically. If I'm careless. Well, I mean, to be fair, my opponent's Spreading Seas are currently doing their best job of making my Kiki-Jiki uncastable. I mean, all combo decks seem great with Little Tef, right? Just like, hey, here's this card where your instant speed interaction is like no longer good. Good luck, Godspeed. I'm probably gonna click myself here and put this Vendilion Clique in the bottom of my deck. I think I'm gonna keep Free Kiki for now. If I get Cryptic Commanded here, I end up a little bit sad. Hopefully they Lightning Helix this so I can Spell Snare it. Is it Charm? Sure. Principle applies. Hey, Chef Seth, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday wherever you are. Sure. Nah, my opponent and I are just both playing decks that are pretty bad. Casual non-competitive Modern is, like, pretty sweet on average. Like, has a variety of decks that you can play. Alright, I think I'm in the market for those. Opponent's down to 4 cards in hand. I've got a Cryptic Command and another Cryptic Command coming. The fact that they burned 2 Izzet Charms there when I have, like, Cryptic Commands that could get Spell Pierced down the line is nice. Yeah, Teleria West is weird. It's definitely an interesting inclusion in their archetype. Oh! They're playing Possibility Storm. They're playing the Possibility Storm deck. Okay. Okay, that's sweet. That explains the Telerio West and the Endless one. So the Possibility Storm deck, for those not familiar, the only two creatures they play are Endless One and Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. So you put Possibility Storm into play, and then you cast this for X is 0, and you get an Emrakul. Did you have Lethal with Snap Bolt, EOT, and then Kiki Snap Bolt? I don't actually know. I didn't count. We might be short on red for that. I agree. That's unfortunate. That got kind of blown out. Maybe that was a little greedy on my part, and I should have gone counter draw. I wanted to bounce my Snapcaster Mage so I could reuse it again. Remand sounds wonderful. My advice to anyone for building a deck in Modern is to proxy a bunch of different things and find the one that you enjoy the most. Now, one thing that is sweet about having the Kiki combo as opposed to Splinter Twin is you get to do this here, which is deploy Exarch and Kiki in the same turn and combo kill them. Whereas with Splinter Twin, your Deceiver Exarch needs to not be summoning sick, which is relevant. Alright, so pretty confident there are Possibility Storm decks, so Disdainful Stroke sounds good. Dispel sounds great. Spell Snare counters their charms and their helixes, so that sounds fine. These are probably okay. Clique is good for disrupting their combo. Relic is bad. Flame Slash and Lightning Bolt, probably not great. Seems fine. Damping Sphere, like, technically slows them down a little bit, but it also impacts us, so I think I'd rather just have counter spells for their stuff instead of trying to Damping Sphere them. How's this Modern deck doing? We got Troned in one of the matches, but other than getting Tron, we're having a pretty good run. We are 2-1, and we're up a game in this fourth match. This will probably be the last match of the league. We've been going for almost an hour and a half now. And we've got at least one more game here. Opponent mulligan to 5. Surprised you accepted this deck list. This deck is fine in specific matchups. So, this was card for card a deck list that posted a 5-0. My litmus test for accepting Modern decks is going to be, hey, did you post a result somewhere and not look like a complete and total dumpster fire? And decks like this are they're popular. They're this video is gonna get a relatively reasonable number of views. I just have a bunch of remands here, so I'm just going to burn one on this. My favorite Magic streamer, your approach to Magic helps me become a better player, and I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate the 2 months of Prime support there, Jukawal. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Welcome back. So, are we down to play cat combo? Yeah, probably. As always, I don't say yes or no to things midstream. If you want to know, will I play something, submit it through the form on my website, and you'll get an email back within a day or two. Blue-black pirates. Huh, you know, that's not one we've visited since the new sets come out, but that might actually be a pretty reasonable choice. That deck probably lines up pretty okay against a lot of what's going on in the format. Yeah, we're playing Splinter Twin. This is the deck for people that just can't let Splinter Twin go. I mean, that deck is more than just a thief deck, though. Let it go. Let it go. Do, 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 do. Coiling Oracle's a great Magic card. I don't know if you could talk me into registering Voice of Resurgence, though. There's the uncastable goblin I know and love. Hey, Humfood, thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. To be fair, the spreading seas isn't helping, but these would still be uncastable even without the spreading seas there. Let the 2-1 and 1-4 beatdown commence. The thing that made Pirates bad last season is actually no longer in the format. So, like, what's it called? Sultai was what kind of pushed out, like, Hydroid Crisis and a bunch of Hostage Takers was something that was hard to keep up with. And, like, that deck's mostly fallen out of favor. And the Pirates deck is probably very reasonable against, like, the Command the Dreadhorde deck. Because, like, they have a lot of clunky spells that, like, you're good at countering. I guess I'm in the market for a Scalding Tarn. I guess I'm in the market for a Scalding Tarn. They're down to 9. They're down to 8. Listen, I banged my knee on playground equipment over the weekend, and it still hurts, and it's Tuesday, so, like, I think I can qualify as old. Maybe. I don't know that you should, like, judge the mana base based on, like, playing against the Spreading Seas deck. Hey, Jang, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That's true. Every child you have ages you unnaturally by an extra decade. Alright, so I have Stroke and Snap Dispel up here. Nah, there's no reason to try and jam Raymile. I'm, like, really far ahead on the fair game plan, so there's no reason to be overly aggressive. Stroke me, daddy. Stroke me. Nine biological brother and sisters. That's so many. My mother has 5 siblings. Alright, well, you know, we hit the 3-1. That's about all you can really ask for, right? We died to Tron. For those of you that missed it, we clicked them, and their hand was Ancient Stirring, Ancient Stirrings, Ulamog, Card, Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, and they had 15 mana. So we were just super, super dead. My one comment, I feel like playing this deck list would be that Relic of Progenitus felt really incredibly awkward. I felt like I was like one land short in a lot of those games. This is definitely a style of deck that'll benefit from the new blue-red. Do you think we'll 3-2 less when they merge leagues? No. This idea that if you pay more money to in fact, the arena ladder is such a great example of this. Like, this idea that people who are willing to gamble more money are better Magic players is just one of the biggest nonsense propaganda pushes in the Magic community. And the fact that Wizards named them competitive versus friendly leagues pushes that mindset to encourage people who think they're more competitive to gamble more, and it's just it's just really silly. Yeah, they're merging the leagues into just $10 leagues when Modern Horizon releases. So there won't be $8 and $12 leagues anymore. There'll just be $10 leagues. Which, if you strap your tinfoil hat on, that probably is indicative of the fact that there's not enough people playing Magic Online anymore to keep 2 leagues going for Modern and Standard. So, one thing I'm not looking forward to, though, is when they merge those leagues, it means if you go 0-5 in a league, you're going to lose $10. You don't get anything back, which feels a little bit bad, man. Yeah, it's yeah. They're not quite as steep as competitive, but it's close. Don't more people play janky decks and friendly? That's just your bias coming into play. You have no data to represent that. Cruel's Ultimatum. Never seen any data presented. In fact, my own anecdotal evidence as someone who's played literally thousands of matches in both friendly and competitive leagues is that the deck quality that you run into in Modern in friendly versus competitive leagues is basically the same. If you go back to, circa 2017, I only played competitive leagues because at that time I was playing decks that were my own decks and not viewer-submitted decks, so I was winning more often, so I, wanted to play the competitive leagues to gamble more because I was winning more and cared about cashing out of Moto. And, if you look at the average deck quality we playing all competitive leagues in, a dozen leagues versus a dozen leagues of friendlies, they're almost identical. And again, that's anecdotal, but there's never anything but anecdotal evidence in favor of either. I mean, there isn't really a stock deck list right now, and yeah, just because of the new 4-mana card being added, people are trying a lot of different things. Hey, Master Chief, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Great Bone Daddy coming in hot with the 5th month. How we doing? Catch you tomorrow, Anner. Have a good one. I might have spent time playing off stream last night, and I'm 168. So hopefully we've got 3 days left. We're 168. I'm just not gonna play between now and the end of the season. So Black Red Aristocrats managed to win more than it lost last night for me. So we're 168 and gonna play. I'm gonna play in events between now and the end of the season. All right, starting with Abzan Hero today. Chat, they added a foil tool smear in the latest set. Latest update. It's so exciting. Love me a foil tool smear. Love me some foil tool smear. Love him. Love, love, love him. Let's update the Stream Decker. Post it in Discord. Is this deck fully foil sans basics? Oligarch is non-foil shame. Oligarch is non-foil shame.